Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And before anybody asks, Kim is busy making some of her jewelry right now, so I'm doing this video alone. But if you're interested, Kim will drop a link down below to her Etsy store, to where if somebody's interested in looking at her handcrafting, her work, her jewelry, you can visit her there. Obviously a lot of interesting things are taking place in the YouTube community of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses right now regarding Lloyd Evans. And as I mentioned, this subject isn't going away anytime soon. I actually had a different direction that I wanted to take this particular video in, but due to the fact that Cameron Fader just put up his video regarding Lloyd Evans, and then I watched one last night from the channel David Goodman, I think it is, regarding New Light, regarding Lloyd Evans, and some satire that David Goodman put up. It's not a video that you have to sit and watch. It's a video you actually have to read. Brilliantly done. Just absolutely brilliantly done. I'll drop a link down below to those two videos so that you guys can enjoy it as much as I did. I want to talk a little bit about something that took place several years ago. I have clips in this video so you can see what took place. This actually has to do with the channel at that time in history, JW Defense. Now this JW Defense is known as John Maple. If you haven't seen any of his videos yet, the channel is just simply John Maple. And what's interesting about this whole thing regarding John Maple is that his first video he did, he completely was enamored with Lloyd Evans, John Cedars. And this does have an end point that I'm going to be taking this to. When it came to JW Defense, back then he was going after apostates and all this kind of stuff. And it's just interesting to see what took place, how it all took place, and things like that. But what I want to draw your attention to is that at that point in time, Lloyd Evans put out a public challenge to debate JW Defense publicly, and JW Defense turned that down. Then Kim and I come along and we did the same thing to JW Defense, but also Batman Matrix 7 at that time. Now, I will say, and I'm happy to say, that both Batman, Matrix 7, and JW Defense, John Maple, are both out of Watchtower. So that's good news. But when I sat down to watch the videos that we had done way back then to grab the clips for this video, it was kind of sad for me to watch these clips, because even back then, even Kim and I on this channel was giving a lot of shout outs to Lloyd Evans and John Cedars. And at that time, this community was working together to expose Watchtower. And it's sad to see and have to acknowledge how much that man has divided this community. John Maple, if you're so inclined, we would be willing to put up the entire video or videos so that everybody can kind of visit the whole entire thing. But I just took clips out and put them in this video because I think they're apropos for what I'm about to do and show this entire community. just a little background, and you'll see some of this in the clips. JW Defense accepted Kim and I's offer for a challenge. And what the challenge was is that if him and Batman Matrix 7 could prove that Kim and I were wrong about 607, we would take our channel down and never do another video against Watchtower again. And JW Defense accepted that, only to backtrack a day or two later and say, well, it's kind of arrogant of me. You'll see the clips and you'll get the entire gist of it. So at this point, I'm just gonna play the clips, and then I'll come back with something that's really an eye-opener.
We had actually done this video a couple of days ago, and we just, it was kind of
pretty ridiculous, pretty silly.
Yeah, we went beyond crazy. I mean,
yeah, we did. This is beyond, like, poof.
Yeah, it was beyond crazy even for us, and it was kind of like an in-your-face to JW Defense.
So we decided to do this a little bit different, maybe a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Especially in the light since JW Defense had posted a response to John Cedars in his challenge to debate him. When I read that comeback from JW Defense yesterday on Facebook, it just seemed to me like JW Defense utterly backpedaled. So what we're going to do is we're going to issue a challenge direct, and we're going to put something up of value in this challenge.
Hi everybody, we're back for part 2, and got my little elf hat here. Bad hair day, you know.
You feeling a little elfish?
Yes, I am. A little mischievous elf.
See, this is the old evil eye right here. JW Defense, Bat Matrix
and it's
7.
tea time.
It's tea time. Okay, what does the good fortune say today?
My fortune on my tea bag.
I think this one's going to really apply.
You think so?
I think so. Listen to this, people.
Aspire to inspire before you expire.
So we're going to inspire before we expire. Because actually, if JW Defense and Batman Matrix 7 accepts our challenge, we've put up our YouTube channel. We're going to expire if these two guys can prove us liars. So, hey.
I don't know. Like our friend Julia says, you've got a big pair of them.
Yeah, well, apparently these two guys think they got a big pair too that they can defend Watchtower.
How can they do that when they've disabled their comments?
Yeah. Here comes the challenge. Now, you remember, you two guys, JW Defense and Batman Matrix, I'm putting my YouTube channel up to this challenge. And you guys lose, you have to put your faces in front of the cameras and admit to the world that Mike and Kim and the apostates are right. But I want to go right back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
Do you have to point with your middle finger?
Well, that's just convenient. Is that anything like that, you know, like that new little dog sniffing? I think this is these two guys. I think they're trying to sniff around into the big dog world. Okay. Here we go. Remember, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. So that is why God, remember, God, Jehovah, lets an operation of error go to them, that they may get to believing the lie. Okay. Okay, you guys, this is the crux of the challenge. It's two things that you have to defend. Okay? And then at the end, when we get into part 3, we're going to share some new light with you two guys. And hopefully, you'll get the point of what we're trying to show here. We do love you guys, and we think it's great that you're trying to defend Watchtower, but you are way out of your league.
You can't defend them.
You can't defend the lie. Okay? But
We've been trying to defend them for 40 plus years.
Yeah, I'm putting my YouTube channel up against in this challenge. Okay? So go get your reasoning book. I know you both have got one. I want you to go to page 97. And this is going to be under the heading of dates. Now, we're all familiar with this. or at least we all should be. We should all have it buried deep in our heads because we also studied it in the Daniel books, but it just seems like you just can't make heads or tails. But this is calculating the 7 times of Daniel's prophecy. And to make a long story or a long calculation short, this is what Watchtower uses to prove that 1914 is the end or the beginning of the presence of Christ.
The beginning of the end?
Which is based on 607 BCE when the Babylonians destroyed Jerusalem. But I want to go down to this scripture, and we're all familiar with it. Christ says, and this is under the subheading, when will the end of this wicked system come? Jesus answered, concerning that day and hour, nobody knows, neither the angels of the heavens nor the Son, but only the Father. However, he also stated, truly I say to you that this generation, in parentheses, that was alive when the sign of the last days began its fulfillment. And Kimmy, what does Watchtower say that was?
1914.
1914. So now listen. That was alive when the sign of the last days began its fulfillment. They will by no means pass away until all these things occur. Hey guys, are you sitting down, taking notes? By all means, that generation is dead, gone, and buried.
Did I happen to mention that in case you guys haven't, you need to go watch my phone call to headquarters because they actually, I believe, called JW Defense a criminal who had a poor judgment.
Mother left you out to hang, boys. Your mother's not going to back you up on this. You are all alone.
They called you a criminal.
You're all alone. So please, take notes and listen to what you're being told from a couple of old wiser people that lived through the screwed generation. Since we made a challenge, oh wait a minute, isn't today a significant date in history?
I was going to ask you, do you know what today is?
Today is
January 24th. You know what that is?
That means that we can keep our YouTube channel up because we posted the link. Go back and watch it. Kim and I put a challenge out to 2 JW Defenders, Batman Matrix, and JW Defense.
And today is 30 days.
Today's 30 days, and neither one of you guys could prove me wrong. So my YouTube channel stays. Not that I was worried about it by any stretch of the imagination, because I know what I have is the actual truth. And what Watchtower has is fabricated lies, and we're going to expose that even more in this video. But I do want to go back and read the email. I think this was posted the next day or two after we did
This was actually a private email that JW Defense had sent us through YouTube email, private email.
So this is how JW Defense responded to that part 1. And
this is his actual email without ...
Right. The lies will be exposed. Videos shall be made exposing them in detail. In the majority of references shall be made from sources outside of JW literature. Unfortunately, it takes me a long time to write my script, double check my sources, record myself, edit the video, etc. Therefore, it will be impossible to make all my videos within 30 days. But the videos will be made. Topics will range from false prophecies, joining the UN 607 BCE, and how it related to 1914.
Okay, I don't get that. That was the challenge.
So let me get back to the second, because he goes, I hope you're ready. Then he comes back with another private email that says, I'd like to apologize. The hope you're ready at the end of my message sounded childish and arrogant. My intention is simply to find truth. I thoroughly examine both sides of an argument, and my videos will present them.
We actually had a lot of fun doing that back then. Please don't mistake confidence as arrogance, because Kim and I, even back then, we had done a tremendous amount of research. Having read Crisis of Conscience, we knew that Raymond Franz had gone to great lengths to prove whether 607 was correct or not, and he took that information to his uncle, Freddie Franz, and Freddie Franz just said, stick with tradition. So once we read that statement, we knew 607 was BS. And in fact, I had been also reading Carl Olaf Johnson's The Gentile Times Reconsidered. But we're glad that both Batman Matrix 7 and JW Defense, now known as John Maple, is awake. But it's also even more disturbing when I have to read a Twitter post by John Maple recently, May 4th, 2022. This was reposted by Capitan, and Capitan just simply said, my hero, referring to John Maple. Now, I do not know what was going on between Lloyd Evans and John Maple that caused John Maple to tweet this out. So I'm just going to read it and maybe give a couple closing thoughts, and we'll bid everybody goodbye. Replying to @Cedars JW survey. This from the guy doing 99% of the bullying and defamation? You're delusional. You've become Watchtower Light. Any respect I had for you is gone. Good luck working with any activist with an ounce of common sense and self-respect. I'm done with your bullshit. Once again, we have to learn the lessons the hard way, don't we? It's really disturbing to think about this whole John Cedars thing, Lloyd Evans, and how it has progressed to the point to where he has become the singularly most divisive person in this community. You see, when it came to JW Defense waking up, obviously John Cedars, Lloyd Evans, was reached out to by JW Defense. Conversations ensued, and as I mentioned, JW Defense, now John Maple, gave a lot of shout outs, a lot of thanks, a lot of positive energy towards John Cedars, Lloyd Evans, for helping to wake him up. What's disturbing now is that it has progressed to the point to where people that Lloyd Evans has helped bring on a watchtower, Lloyd Evans turns around and shits all over them. Are you feeling me, Lloyd? Who does it benefit when you punish, once again, people that leave Watchtower? Like I said, friends, he has become the singularly most divisive person in this community. So, thanks for watching, and why do we have to continue learning the lesson the hard way?